Previously on Nostalgia Unboxed.
I reviewed this thing and I hated the neck. It had a few other issues. I mean, it's fine. It's just kind of overpriced for what it is at $60. So what's the best way to spend another $60 with this guy? Maybe make him a little bit complete. See, look at that little tease of a face and a hand. That's what he should have just come with it by default. Anyway, today, this episode is about Kyui. I mean, his name is written several ways in English. Whatever, who cares? Now, this is not a figure for everybody. Why? Because it's just kind of, it's one of the Ginyu Force. It's just one dude in a force of other dudes that, I guess it's fun, it's fine. But at the end of the day, it's not a main character. This is just like, I have him and I don't have any of the other Ginyu Force, mostly because I'm late to collecting, okay? Let's be upfront about it. I'm late to the game. But would I want all of the Ginyu Force? I don't know. That's a lot of figures to take up space when you have 15,000 versions of Goku that you need to have on your shelf. Anyway, back the box, figure shots in actions. I love that all these expressions are in here. This is the best thing about this figure already, I can tell you right now. But let's open it and see what's going on. So side of the box and top and side, and who cares? It's images. We can see images on the internet, but now we need you to see videos on the internet. Open the box, there's your little secret instructions, and it tells you, look, optional face parts for your boy Vegeta. That's my boy, my main guy. Can't wait. Also, if you missed out on this version of him, this one is now available for pre-orders. Don't miss out again. Still the same crappy neck though. Slide this thing out of the box. No hidden sleeves in there because the instructions are just part of the flap. Now you might be looking at this and thinking, okay, so we have some extra Vegeta parts, but why do we have two scouters? Did you even notice that? Pay attention. Well, it says that one of these can be used over here, so you can get the green version instead of the red version. Whatever. Let's take him out of the box. Well, he's already out of the box. Let's take him out of the plastic. What do we have here? I don't remember how much he was. I'm guessing he was an $85 figure, but if he was 60 like Vegeta, then he's worth it already because of these facial expression options. But let's just dig into it. Let's see what this is all about and see what things irritate me and say that he's not worth the price. And let me look up the price. Yeah, he was $60. So that's, all of these head sculpts, big chunks of plastic, one-time use. I mean, unlike Vegeta, you could reuse these faceplates a bunch of times. This guy is gonna be kind of on his own, and maybe we can think of this as like an offset balance. If you're buying both of them, let's just pretend he costs $70 and Vegeta only costs $50. Let's get into these hands. So he's got some different paint schemes, but these are hands that we've seen before. So there's nothing really unique about this. I mean, Vegeta comes with these hands, I'm pretty sure, in that last figure. And the same thing happening here. So there's nothing really unique that's happening. And then on by default, he's got these punchy fists, which, it's Dragon Ball. You do a lot of punching in this anime and game and whatever you want. There are two scouters. I don't know if they are built differently. We will see. There's the backside and the other one. I mean, they look identical, but it does seem like the notch is different. Let's start over here with these alternate expressions, which this is what I love, and I want more stuff like this for our main characters. Like Vegeta needs to have a lot more options in the box like this. Now the downside is you can see that plastic mold seam, like that seam makes it look like it's a knockoff. I mean, the paint and everything looks really good, but that is very unsightly. At least when we stick it up here into the hole of the camera, where my human eyes, it's actually, I can still see it, but it's not as easy to see. So let's move on. This alternate face here, which is really cool. Same seam is there, which of course, because the top of his head is identical. It's just the bottom half that changes. But this is looking really good. The ink work or the stickers or whatever it's going on for these eyes look very cartoon. Nice, thick, heavy coloring. I really love that. And then you get this face in there, which is like, he feels like he's got the upper hand, right? He is pretty sure of himself, I think. It looks really, really good. It's been a long time since I've seen this episode, but that's okay. And this one, which is, right before he's gone to the other side. I don't know. Do you have to be careful with words on YouTube? At least, I don't know. But this looks really good. This is fantastic. Very iconic. Looks fantastic. Very iconic. I just repeat myself. Why do you watch me? Now, on to the main figure with the default head. Same unsightly seam, which is really just awful. Again, not as bad with your eyes, but still still noticeable. The lower half looks really good. The expression kind of cocky there. He looks like he knows what he's doing. Now these little things on his face, they do rotate, which is pretty cool. So some kind of like ball hinge, but I would be very careful. You don't want to pop those things out or break them or something. But looking at the details of him are pretty nice. I wonder if this was reused at all, like from Krillin or somebody else, but this looks pretty solid. I guess I'm going to be really concerned about the articulation and the unsightly neck gaps and stuff. We'll see what happens. Now, this is one of those details that I never noticed in the show. It's on the box that way. I'll have to look up images, but I assume this is accurate, that he's got these kind of pea-stained boots. So I guess he just goes in his pants, it gathers in his things, and nobody's really called him out about it, but everybody knows. It's like, dude, just go behind one of those weird bushes and go. Let's look at the articulation. So the head spins around. It's got some good articulation overall thanks to that neck, but it does have that same problem. It's not quite as bad as the Vegeta neck. Let's say that. We'll move on. So he's got the shoulder flaps that are a little more traditional in the build, which reminds me of the way Nappa's shoulder pads are, which is good. It's the right way to do it. The Vegeta one was a little strange. I don't know. Is there any right way to do it? Because you're always going to have gaps. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. We've got some body articulation. He's got some great crunch, man. But then, of course, you get that. But I guess we'll accept it, because if you're going to do this pose, you're not really looking at the back of him, probably. You'll see it in the B-roll. But his range is great. So, I mean, if you're going to make this guy one time, at least they seem to have done him justice. It's got great butterfly joints. So it's kind of like in that realm of Revel Tech where you start to get unsightly joints and stuff. But I think you kind of have to do this, right? It almost leans a little bit more towards a brown on his pantalones than black. Maybe they've just been stained from all the PP he does. Kind of s.h.figuarts butt flaps. Speaking of butt, I mean, he's got some pretty prominent cheeks there. He can't really do splits. I mean, you can kind of move things around a little bit and try to get some more out of him, but I think he's overall fantastic as far as articulation goes, itchy ear, and then the toe articulation, which again, I love. So I think this is very much an acceptable figure. He's got everything you need. Tons of face plates, well, full sculpts, which is awesome. And then finally, we got this Vegeta faceplate, which is perfect. It's just, it really encapsulates. It captures his likeness very well, just as the other faceplates did. And of course, you can remove the ear, put the scouter on. So let's check that out. Let's see which scouter it is. It's not that one. Let's take this apart. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. I mean, the instruction sheet definitely made it sound like you can attach the scouter that comes with the above item, but you can't. This is not the one that's in the box. This is the one that already comes with him. That's worded very strangely, right? Like I thought for sure. I mean, why would there be two of these unless one of these faces are so dramatic that you have to use it? Well, whatever. Here's the alternate face. You can plug in the old one that came with the old body, like that, which does look really good. And then you remove his right hand and you plug in this brand new one that you get in the box, which is, again, iconic from that scene. Look at that. That is so awesome. I mean, you just get this, again, an iconic scene, but you finally get something that you want for your Vegeta figure that it should have just come with in the first place. Like, let's face it, it's a great value even without these extra pieces. And they really just kind of force some people to buy this just to get these things. Because the truth is, not everybody that wants a Vegeta wants this guy. He's got pea boots. So this faceplate, it doesn't work with. This one, it does not work with. Obviously, this one is not going to work with. So it's really just down to these two. So why do we have two scouters? I think it's going to be I mean, maybe it's different. Who knows? Let's find out together, shall we? They're really hard to get these out. So I think they are different because the other one wouldn't go into this head, but it looks great. And the fact that it actually sticks out from the head, I think is a big bonus. It really just adds a little more depth to it, like literally. And finally, with this one, you pop that one on. So yeah, it's just two scouters because it's two different heads, which is crazy to me. Did Vegeta ever have a green one? I don't know. Maybe when he was on Earth. Doesn't matter. Options are fun, but we don't get that. So I lied to you at the beginning. Two heads that you can put the scouter on, and that's it. But it's a unique scouter for each head. We don't need to complain about the little things. He's kind of becoming one of the best figures of s.h.figuarts Dragon Ball stuff that I've reviewed in a long time because of all of these expressions. Like, it really allows you to have some awesome poses set up on your display. And that's kind of rare. I mean, sometimes you just get like an angry face or a neutral face or something, but for characters to have these like surprised, shocked, or scared expressions, I think is really, really, really fun. There we go. Now he's cocky. He's sure of himself. He thinks that he's got the upper hand. He finally feels like he can defeat Vegeta,
The Prince of all Saiyans. You think you can defeat me? It's impossible.
an idiot. So there you go, the surprisingly best figure in a while because of the parts and the accessories and the expressions and stuff. So, you know, obviously not for everybody. Pea boots and all, this is a great figure. So if you can get a hold of it, 60 bucks, I think he's actually worth it. Comes with a lot of stuff, a lot of big pieces of plastic. And then I guess, you know, you get your bonus stuff for Vegeta. Not that face, this face. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review and you want to see some more Dragon Ball stuff, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.